Welcome back to another Journal With Me video. Today's Journal With Me is all about the new Barbie movie. So I had my cinema ticket and I was feeling really inspired after seeing the film, and I really wanted to do a journal spread with my ticket, but I didn't really have anything else to go along with it other than my thoughts and reflections of the movie. So I collected a whole bunch of different Barbie images, so some vintage ones, some of the movie, and some other relative images, and I printed them out and I'm just cutting them all out into individual little pictures. I also printed out an old photo of myself when I was little holding onto a Barbie doll, which I just felt was really fitting to go with the journaling today. I knew that I wanted to do a collage with all of the pictures that I had. And what you guys saw me typing at the beginning of this video was the lyrics from Billy's song that's in the movie and also a quote from the movie. So I don't want to do any spoilers of the movie in this journal with me, so I'm not going to talk too much about the actual plot or anything like that. But definitely, if you haven't seen the movie, it's definitely worth watching. There's some really good, powerful messages in the movie, which I think everyone should see. So I glued the lyrics onto one page, and then I took the quote. It's a very, very long quote from the movie. If you've seen the movie, you probably will know which quote it is. And it's actually across two different pieces of paper because I had run out of room when I was typing. So I'm just going to kind of stick these together on the page and make it one. And I was thinking at first that this could be a nice background, and then I could do some collaging over the top of it, so I could have some of those Barbie images kind of over the top of it with some of those words peeking through. But in the end, I decided not to cover it up at all so that you can actually read that quote, because I think there's some really good stuff in that quote that's worth reading and looking back on. So once I had glued both of those things down, I started to work with the images that I'd printed, and I just went in and I started creating a collage. And in my mind, before I started the pages, I imagined collaging just one page, but I had so many images to use that it actually ends up going across several pages. So I'm just trying to fill out the page with images. I don't really want too much of the background to show through, so I'm liking how that's looking. I added a little bit of sticky tape, and to glue all of this down, I'm just using my Bostik glue stick. I also created this little Barbie tag by putting two of these Barbie logos side by side, and then I folded that over to create a little tab which I could staple to the edge of the page, and I really like how that turned out. So I do that twice in this journaling. Then, since I had so many images left over, I decided to again continue collaging across the next page. So I think that this journaling actually goes across maybe 4 or 5 pages. I pulled out my cinema ticket and I decided to stick it along the bottom of the page there underneath the quote, along with some more images which I'd printed out. Now, this little short page in my journal, it has some stark white, so I'm going to cover that up soon. But before I get to that, I have some leftover images to work into the spread. So for these last 2 pages, I didn't fill out the entire page with the images. I left some of that beautiful background paper peeking through. So to cover up this white part behind the pocket, I'm using a piece of scrap wrapping paper, and this wrapping paper actually came from some Barbies that I bought for my daughter a couple of years ago. There was a lady on Instagram selling Barbies that she'd kind of fixed up, so she'd washed their hair and given them a new outfit and stuff. So I had bought a couple of Barbies and they were actually wrapped up with that paper. So I felt like that was fitting, and the print works really well for Barbie. At this point, I have all my images down, so I just decided to add a couple of little strips of washi tape here and there. I also put some clear tape here and there, and I was just kind of making sure all of the images were stuck down really well, and also just adding that little bit of extra interest. I tucked this really bright pink envelope inside the pocket, and that's where I'm going to do some of my own written journaling. Then at this point, I wanted to pull out some of my pink highlighters, and I just highlighted some of the text that I typed out, so just different little phrases and words, and I really like how that looks as well. Now I wanted to work in this old picture of me. I would say I'm about 4 in this photo, maybe 4 or 5, and again just holding on to my Barbie, and so I just paper clipped that over the top of the quote so you can easily move it and read the quote. Now looking through my sticker box, I wanted to pull out any stickers that I could use to kind of decorate over the top of the collage. So I was looking for these little star stickers that I have. I thought they would look really nice. Then I also put out some hearts and some bows and some little sort of phrase stickers. And then I just go across every page and I just stick some of those stickers over the top of the collage and also around the text, just to help decorate the page and make it feel a little bit pretty and special. So if you have seen the Barbie movie, did you like it? I was really pleasantly surprised with the movie. I thought it had some really powerful, empowering messages and some really important points that it raised, great conversation starters, and I like how it kind of refreshed the perspective of Barbie. I've always loved Barbie, but I know that I guess Barbie's kind of had a bit of a rough history, and a lot of that is explained in the movie as well. So I decided to stick down a couple of pink sticky notes. I also stapled some of these pink colour swatches to the first page, and then I'm just flicking through looking for anything else that I need to add, and I just folded up some lined paper and I tucked it inside the pink envelope, and I'm going to do my written journaling, which you see me doing here. So I wrote about 2 pages. I actually definitely could have written more than this because there was just so many good points to talk about, but I just kind of summed it up, and here is a look at all of the finished pages. So I really, really love how these pages turned out, and even though the underlying messages in Barbie are very mixed, like there's some sad things, there's some happy things, there's a lot of positive things. I think this page is just a reflection of the masterpiece that I think the Barbie movie is, and not just the movie, but also what Barbie is and what it is to so many people and has been to so many girls growing up. It's just such a special thing. So it's something that brings us all together. And yeah, so I really enjoyed journaling it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the process. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in my next video.